So hello and welcome one and all from what I can only describe as footballing utopia. The weather is perfect, the fans are in great voice, and the players are all set to get started. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. A note about the opposition and their record over the last three: played 3, lost 3.
Yeah, that grabbed my attention, Peter, and it is turning into an ugly stretch now. And believe me, a dressing room can become pretty depressing when performances with bad results are being dissected. Blame can get a little out of hand at times, and not every player reacts well to it. So I think they'll be praying they can stick together here and at least produce a solid opening to this game.
Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, Peter, I know people are probably going to knock me as being biased towards my trade, but when you have someone like this fella, Josko Guardiola, on your side, it's hard not to pick him out. Such an extraordinary defender with an unconventional style, incredibly quick, and so good at carrying the ball forward. Keep your eyes on him.
Well, quite no argument from me on that one. Nakati. Now it's Kalimwendo. Kalimwendo! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And it's O'Reilly. Now it's Kalimwendo. What a throw in. Kovacic. And here's Sabine, real chance! And that's caused a worry or two.
Well, he doesn't need a second invitation, even from that range. Really are pushing their fullbacks forward now.
Aiming to do what?
Well, it's a case of engaging your opponents further up the pitch to take the sting out of opposition attacks. It's effectively a wide press.
Into the channel. Defending of the desperate variety. Nakati. And here's Marmouche. Savinho! Oh, he's really drilled it. Williams. Good spell of possession this, but very little to show for it. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Great run this, he's covered quite a distance already. Vardiol wins the duel this time. Gets into some space. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is. Now it's Savinho. Savinho is sporting a guilty look after that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
O'Reilly. And there's green grass ahead of him. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Chance for a shot! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Well, that's confidence for you. Distance doesn't even bother him.
Aim forwards. Williams. It's all a little short of forward momentum, lacking thrust. Nakati. That's really well manoeuvred. And it's made its way to him. Oh, what a... And Marmouche! Decent strike, kept it fizzing low. Anderson. Zinchenko played over towards the opposite flank. McAtee. O'Reilly, that's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Referee has just said play on. Zinchenko looks to the other side. Needs a bit of penetration to go with all this possession. Anderson. Done delicately.
Kalimwendo really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Marmouche. Now it's Savinho. Chance! Goal!
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Zinchenko. Well, they've seen lots of the ball. Time to go for it a bit of creativity and adventure. The only breakthrough then came late in the first half here, and that is the difference. 1-0 the score. Vardiol, gently done. Savinho. Savinho's cross. Not one of his best. And that'll be the last act of the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, it's obvious, Peter, that this team was set up to play on the break and their opponents pretty much played right into their hands, so no wonder they've got their tails up at half-time.
Leading 1-0 at the break. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Well, it's been tight, Peter, but I'm expecting things to open up now and we get some free-flowing football.
Now it's Kalimwendo. Well read, nice interception. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick.
Is that the first time we've seen them try that? It's definitely given the opposition a little more to think about.
And it's played in. Tries to get it clear. Kalimwendo. Williams. Good spell of possession this, but very little to show for it. Gibbs-White. Moved on forwards. McAtee. Gibbs-White. Zinchenko. Gibbs White. Team still separated by the game's only goal. McAtee. Now it's Callum Wendell. And it's McAtee. McAtee puts his foot on the gas. McAtee! It's in!
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Oh, there's a genuine sense of tit for tat here, Peter. Neither side seems willing to back off here. This is a terrific watch.
O'Reilly. And he's making progress on the ball. He's in space and looking for options. Decent chance! And that's a foul. A simple decision for the referee. Keeper's got good distance on that. O'Reilly looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Well, the quicker you cut out the service, the sooner you isolate his threat.
And it's played forward. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside.
Substitution on the field. Number 3. Coming on the field is...
Sells, long ball by the goalkeeper. And reclaimed it in a trice. Gibbs White. Callum Wendell! Can he finish? And another try! Oh, he's really drilled it.
Well, look at him, furious at himself for missing. Having said that, the manager applauds his effort to find that bottom corner.
Number 21.
Kovacic forwards and with intent. And it's O'Reilly. He's in plenty of space here. Oh, shooting chance! And yet another chance goes to waste.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get the reward if they can stick at this.
And there's going to be another change here.
Number 35.
Great chance! It's there! And they've got their lead back. Terrible error, duly punished. Couple of changes then in quick succession.
After 73 years.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? McAtee.
Number 22.
Now it's Callum Wendell. He could be in here. He's having a shot! They've done it! They are right back in business. He knows it's taken a big and very kind deflection, but he is claiming it nonetheless. Quite a thriller this one's become.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Foden, oh, that's a clever-looking ball. Gets good distance on it. O'Reilly has got himself a free kick. Marmouche. Danger averted for now. Goes for the header! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
Marmouche has delivered a really costly miss. It could have been their last chance to win it.
But there's going to be another change here.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
O'Reilly, and he welcomes it in. Williams gets the shot away, and that was very necessary. O'Reilly takes a shot, and again! Yes, he's done it! Late in the day, this could well be it! It is a good finish. The odds were against him, little matter.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
A couple of changes then in quick succession.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Gibbs-White. Kalimwendo tries to thread one through.
There will be 5 minutes added time.
I think we're just about done here. Proves too strong. Now it's Kalimwendo. O'Reilly. Nico Gonzalez. Moved on forwards. He's found some space. And the finish! They've scored! A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
And that's it. Well, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Victory never in doubt in the mind of the mastermind in all of this. A solid win, which will be welcomed all round. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Well, it's just a case of reality striking, Peter. One side, through their quality, almost obliged to win it, and like in 99% of cases, this is what happened.
So before we go, many thanks to Jim Beglin for his input, and from us both, good afternoon.
Unlucky lads. Let's hope for better luck next time.
Well, this is quite a view. The atmosphere created by these manic fans, a stark contrast to the grey skies we see above. Regardless of impending rain, this should be terrific. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Yeah, I've always liked the look of Cole Palmer, Peter, who is a versatile attacker, but I think sometimes we kind of get a bit mixed up with versatility and flexibility, because when he moves around the pitch, it's not necessarily being versatile in different positions, it's just his flexibility, his reading of the game, and that's what I really enjoy about him. He just makes it very difficult.
Shot at goal! And he's done it! There is the breakthrough! No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Williams, might be danger here. And that was very necessary. Foden. Haaland.
Must have been told to look for ways to try and construct some space down the middle here.
And what is it, Jim, that they're actually achieving?
Well,
That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. Tries a shot! Looking for a decent ball in. There's the header! Oh, split-second reaction.
really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Aim forwards. Oh, Red, nice interception. Dixon, forwards and with intent. Dewsbury Hall. It's an inviting looking ball, that.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Big chance! Denied by an instinctive save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Dixon gets it away. Savinho. And the chances keep on coming. They're awarded another corner. It's a mighty effort! No, not the best of headers.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Muscular approach does pay off here. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Garner, who scored a great individual goal for the opener in his last game. Oh, can he get onto this? Vardiol cuts it out. And here's Nick Williams! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, how about that touch, Peter? I mean, that was brilliant. He got the ball to go exactly where he wanted it. The touch was perfection, the finish imperfection.
Nico Williams. Nico Williams is bang in form right now.
Well, absolutely.
He's had a shot! And he's found the net!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another. Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, that certainly raised the temperature in here, and both sides are looking to up their game accordingly.
And here's Haaland. Oh, that is asking for trouble. And the keeper has it. Palmer. Savinho. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. Dewsbury Hall. Dixon, gently done. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Foden. Haaland! There's it all! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Well, no goalkeeper would keep that out. It really was a bullet.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Moved on forwards. Savinho. Great chance! Just off target. And the shot! Brilliantly cut out. O'Brien, he's gone direct here. Alcaraz. Can he latch on to this? Grealish. Grealish with the cross. Oh, easy pickings there. And the referee brings the first half to a close. Well, what a comeback. Certainly I didn't see that coming, nor I think did many in this crowd. So there was the first half.
Well, give me a moment to get my breath back. What a super half of football. Incident-packed, goals, comebacks, and the match being turned on its head. Which way it's going to go from here, it's anyone's guess.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little. He's having a shot! Straight at the keeper.
Well, he was always going to be set like that, the keeper, and he didn't have the composure to avoid him.
Mikolenko. Oh, there's a probing ball. Well read, and the danger is averted. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Oh, nicely intercepted. And back to the keeper they go. And he's on his way! Clipped into space. And reclaimed it in a trice. Back into the middle, cuts out the pass. Over to the left. Alcaraz. Alcaraz is fouled. Haaland played into space, and that's really well manoeuvred. Alcaraz. And here's Grealish. There's the shot! Oh, denied brilliantly!
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
Foden!
Dixon can get it clear. Savinho, decent chance! Savinho, and here's Palmer. Oh, it's a Haaland! And he has kept it out somehow.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Deftly away. The pressing's intense, and he's had a shot! That was mighty close. Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur.
Coming on the field is number 82.
Nico Williams. That's a nicely shaped ball. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
And the finish! Alcaraz played out towards the right wing. Savinho. Oh, a delicate chip through. He has found the way through.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Now, who's going to be first to this?
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Grealish with a definite foul there.
Substitution on the field. Number 23. Number 21. Coming on the field.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And it's Palmer. And here's Haaland. And the shot! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Savinho. Haaland being hunted in packs.
Well, learning from your mistakes and not repeating them is never completely guaranteed, but that rear guard is more focused on him now.
Ruben Dias gets a foot in here. That looks a good ball through. He's in a great position. Chance! He's got a goal! And surely that does it! Perfect time, decisive strike. He won't get many simpler than that, but he's certainly not complaining.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
2 up and very little time left. Surely this is it.
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
O'Brien. Travers claims it, and the danger passes. Palmer. Now that's well seen too. Grealish. Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. Savinho. Palmer. Bob. Lewis. Bob. It's foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area.
Substitution
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
An opportunity then to pull clear here. He's shaping up to have a crack from here. He's trying to shot. And that is the last effort of the game. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so very, very good. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Well, this was a result that reflected the difference in team strengths. I mean, you felt that all they had to do was release their power and they were going to steamroll their opposition, which pretty much happened.
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. Well, a quick look at the opposition, and results really have not been good for them at all just recently. They haven't won at all in the last three.
Testing times lie ahead, Peter. The problem is that it's hard to draw on any positive at the moment, even though they'll claim that they're not quite getting the breaks just now. Lady Luck has seemingly turned her back on them and shunned their calls for help. If they have more to them than we've been seeing, then it has to emerge here. They understand the consequences if that does not happen.
Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, I've been really impressed by this guy, Marmouche, who I expect to be amongst the goals here, Peter. He's, for me, very much the complete package. Great operating alone or in a partnership, but I prefer to see him play off somebody. That's when you really get to see his skills, not just as a finisher, but as someone who initiates as well.
He's had a shot! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
And that's been won straight back. Reinders. And here's Doku. Now then, the ball's come loose. Oh, good spread. He's in plenty of space here. Ruben Diaz does really well. The referee's awarded a free kick. In again.
It was hopeful, to say the least. You need more men inside the box, more movement, otherwise it's pretty much a waste.
Ball's being played in here nice and early.
Yeah, that'll be a test for that defence, but I'd like my players to keep mixing it up if I was in that position, you know, and not become predictable. They've got to avoid that.
Bob tries making a foray down the right. Oh, perfectly measured that. Oh, that is asking for trouble. A corner it is then. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Wallace. That's really well manoeuvred. Bob. And it's Nunez. Oh, this is a... And the finish! Oh, they could be caught out here. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Keeper's got good distance on that. Doku. He's in space and looking for up he goes! A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Oh, he's found support out wide. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. And it's Reinders. And here's Marmouche. Cherki. Matheus Nunes. Oh, shooting chance! And he'll shoot here! Goal! He was really quick to react to the initial save, and he has his reward.
Well, that's not the best attempt by the keeper, and he's just paid the ultimate price, hasn't he?
So we have our breakthrough.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Illing Jr. And they've got a throw. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Oh, great header! Now that was a full-blooded header.
A good attempt. The ball was at a lovely height too.
Doku. He's Doku! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Doku actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Cleared away. Shot a goal! Had a swing, but it wasn't to be.
Listen, I'm not sure he had to go at that first time, but at least he showed some good confidence.
Played out to the right. And the referee brings the first half to a close. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, it's obvious, Peter, that this team was set up to play on the break, and their opponents pretty much played right into their hands, so no wonder they've got their tails up at half-time.
Leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. And we are already promptly back underway.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more.
That's an excellent interception. Mepham. Phillips. Mepham. Phillips. Gilchrist. Wallace. Gilchrist. Oh, can he get onto this? Reinders. Dyke. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick. Well, the referee has made it pretty clear now that this is his last chance.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rein it in or suffer the consequences.
Gilchrist. That is lovely. Defending was strong and firm. Yeah, he's fouled him there. He's gone for the shot. Ruben Dias. Decent progress down the left. Now it's Doku. Now it's Bob. Jackie. Jackie! He scores! A two-goal lead and they're firmly in control. Simplicity itself.
Some great movement here, and the pass was perfect. All he had to do was just apply the finishing touch.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off?
That is a great pick out. Shapes to shoot! And he hits the net! Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively, they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
We have got ourselves a game here. And Marmouche! Oh, denied brilliantly!
Marmouche clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And here's Nunes. He's gone for goal! He's got away with one there. Aim forwards. Can he latch on to this? That is a brilliant interception. It's gone in, and it is an own goal.
Substitution on the field.
Well, that's really unfortunate. He'll be kicking himself at the moment, and believe me, I know how that feels.
Fortuitous as it may have been, they all count one. Gilchrist. Oh, that's a foul. Free kick's been given.
Substitution.
Foot in. Whistle's gone. That's foul. Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
Yeah, and he has to change his ways, or this referee could soon change his status.
Turns and goes back. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. So there's going to be another change here. Haaland coming on. Can he continue his terrific scoring impact on the competition? He's had a shot! And he's following up! And somehow he managed to miss it.
Well, we could be headed for a scenario in which next goal is the winner. That chance could have been it too.
Moved on forwards.
Number 13.
Cherky. And it's been played through. Bob! Good strong hand by the keeper.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
And here's Haaland. Matheus Nunes. He's in a good... Takes a shot! A chance to play it in.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Substitution in progress.
Couple of changes then in quick succession.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain...
Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. And that's going to be a booking.
Substitutions taking place.
Very little time to go, and they have a free kick in a really promising area. And distance is no problem here. The angle's tight for a shot. Great strike, but the keeper's equal to it.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Haaland! Oh, yes, it's there! And that has raised the roof!
Yeah, they were made to pay for not moving the ball smartly enough through a very strong pressing wave.
After 87 minutes is number 9.
So here comes a substitution.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Vardiol wins the duel this time, and it's played forward. Kovacic. Cherki. Very much into the last knockings. Doku looking to get on the end of this. Phillips. Collier. Mepham. Into stoppage time, very little left on it. Long ball by the goalkeeper. They are right into last chance territory. Spread out to the left. Cuts out the pass. Now who's going to be first to this? Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick. Matheus Nunes. So that's it. It is all over. Well, that was good. A terrific advertisement for attacking football. Both sides glad to trade blows, to set out always only to win. And it came down to one decisive moment. Thrilling, nail-biting, perhaps frustrating until the very end, but we do have